What's up, Bills Mafia? The Ravens bullied around the Buffalo Bills on Sunday Night Football, and I got 5 takeaways from that game. But before we get to that, let's get to that intro.
That means that we punched our ticket to go try to win the Super Bowl, and that's it. We got one game at a time, starting at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Love y'all, boys. Love you. I'll go to war with every single one of you, every game, all right? Love you, 1-7. Here we go! 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3! Win!
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
It's showtime.
And I told our players, you need to be more like a dog. We don't need a bunch of cats in here looking in the mirror. Do I look good? I got my extra bands on. I got my other shoes on. Be a dog. We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats. We need more dogs.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. Yes, we need more dogs out there. And last night, I didn't see any. Maybe one. Dorian Williams. He played like a dog. Other than that, it was we got bullied. We were the JV team last night, and the varsity team absolutely manhandled the Buffalo Bills. It was ugly. And I got 5 takeaways from that game. Let's go ahead and get that thing started. Once again, shout out to Bills Wire for creating this article. 5 takeaways from the Bills 35-10 loss to the Ravens. Ugh. Awful start. Look at our head coach here. Another game, man, where he just shits the bed, as they say. Man, I listen. I have respect for Sean McDermott. Sean McDermott is a solid NFL head coach. He is. He's a good regular season head coach. He can get your team to the playoff. He can get right. He can win us the division, but in big moments and big games, he tends to fold. And last night, he folded. And, Harbaugh is, let's just be honest, a way better coach at this point in his career. I'm not saying McDermott can never get to that point, but we are year 8 into the McDermott era. And it's not how much longer do we go on with Sean McDermott if we don't win a Super Bowl? That's the only question I want to throw out there. I'm not saying that Sean McDermott, once again, is a bad coach. He can get us to the playoffs. He can, win us the division. I have faith in that. I have faith in him in that. He's a, good person. Players respect him, love him, but he hits a wall and he hits it hard. And I don't think he still has an answer for that. And like I said, once again, in some of these big moments, he tends to crumble. And his coaching staff seems to follow in his footsteps. Joe Brady last night, perfect example. Lights were too big, I guess, apparently, for him. He had no answer, and he did not do any adjustments. And that's something that the Buffalo Bills under Sean McDermott have done in the past over and over and over. Bad adjustments. Even Brian Dable, who got a little bit better, but still not good. Anyways, awful start. Let's start it. The Bills put themselves behind the 8 ball right away. Not ideal ever, especially against a top team in the AFC. Offensively, Buffalo had no momentum through the first quarter and most of the first half. On defense, look no further than the Ravens' first snap. Running back Derrick Henry rushed 87 yards down the field for a touchdown. Just ugly all over. Unfortunately, this game could loom large once the playoff push and seeding comes around. And yeah, I agree. Now, we've played Baltimore well in the past. Y'all know what we did to Baltimore in the playoffs. But they are different because they added Derrick Henry, who is an absolute beast. And for all those people that thought Derrick Henry was losing his ways, he wasn't the same old Derrick Henry. You are mistakenly wrong. And that's a big reason why I wanted to sign him, because I knew that dude still had plenty of juice in the tank. And look what he did. Look what he's doing this year. He is a one-on-one. He is a beast. And y'all didn't want him on this team. You didn't want to spend a little bit of money to get Derrick Henry. Not even a lot of money. The Ravens really got a steal, if you think about it. And we just want to go with smaller running backs year after year. Let's draft another 5'8", 5'9" guy. I don't get it. I like that part. I don't get why we have this small running back room. Don't get it. And we also have a small defense. We have small guys. Linebackers are small, undersized. The line isn't big either. Ed Oliver's undersized. I like Ed Oliver. He's a beast. But he's an undersized defensive lineman. Just throwing that out there. And when we play against teams like this team, the Ravens, who are a ground and pound, right? Kind of team, physical team, it shows, boy. It shows big time. It shows big time that we just do not have the players to play that type of physical football. I hate to say it, but right now I don't see it. I don't. So, yeah, if we play the Ravens again, I don't know what adjustments that Sean McDermott can make if you don't have the players on the field that can, line up against a physical opposing offensive line and physical players like Derrick Henry. We'll see when that time comes. But as I said in my previous video, guys, like, this isn't like Baltimore didn't do anything great. It wasn't like, oh, wow, Baltimore, like, that offense is spectacular. No, man. They ran the ball efficiently. They bullied us around. They did a lot of pre-snap motion, which we didn't do in that game for some odd reason. I don't know. Ask Joe Brady about that. But they didn't do anything special. We just could not match up to their physicality. And go back in time, guys. This is an ongoing issue. I told you that last video. Tennessee Titans did the same shit against us. How do you think they won? Derrick Henry, you think it's the first time Derrick Henry ran great against the Buffalo Bills? No. He is the first time that a running back's actually done good against the Buffalo Bills, like a physical running back? No. It's happened multiple times. Or a physical offensive line has bullied around the Buffalo Bills. It's happened many, many times. And we still continue to get undersized linebackers and defensive line. But that's Sean McDermott. That's what he wants. And you see what happens when we play a bigger physical team. It's not good. It's ugly. We don't match up well. So I don't know. If we see them again, I have no idea what adjustments can be made. But, we'll see when that time comes if we play the Ravens. They are a team that can be beat. Obviously, the Raiders beat them this year. The Chiefs beat them this year. They almost lost against the Cowboys. They're not like this unbelievable team. They're a good team. They're a solid team. They're one of the better teams in the AFC, no doubt. So are we. I don't know if we match up well now with the addition of Derrick Henry over there. That's all I'm saying. We'll see what happens down the road. It's early. Like I said, it's a marathon, the NFL. It's the way it works. But, yeah, we did not match up well against those type of teams. So, luckily for us, we don't have a lot of, looking down the schedule, there's not a lot of games that we're playing with physical type offensive lines like in running backs like that. So that's good at least. Right. So, but man, that was tough to watch last night, guys. Real tough to watch. All right, let's get to it. Injuries might have added up. Boy. Credit where it's due. Dorian Williams knocked a ball loose and Bale Inspector scooped it. But the linebackers, along with nickel defender position, and specifically Cam Lewis, did not look good in this one. No, Cam Lewis has been not good the last two games, if we're going to be real. Tackling has been a major problem with Cam Lewis, and that's why we need Teron Johnson back ASAP. Thankfully, cornerback Teron Johnson, forearm, and linebacker Terrell Bernard Peck have started to progress. They could return in the coming weeks, but the Bills could have used them in this one. Yeah, we could have, but I don't know if the result would have been any different. But we would have we played a little better? Yeah. I just don't know if the result would have been what, I still think we lose that game. Because it wasn't just even about the defense, it was about the offense as well. And the Baltimore Ravens manhandled us on both sides of the field, both sides of the ball last night. So I just don't think we win that game, even if those two players were in that game. But we do need them back. We absolutely need them back. Once again, I'll say it, man. Bale and Spector, appreciate what you've done. You had to fill some big shoes, but you're not a starting caliber linebacker in the NFL. You're a depth guy. And same with Cam Lewis. You're a great depth guy. You've done well, but we need Teron Johnson back. All right. He's a Pro Bowler for a reason. He's one of the best nickels in the game for a reason. And missing him is a big deal. Missing Matt Milano is a big deal, but what can you do? Injuries happen. It just sucks that it happens to us. It seems like every fucking season, and to guys that are key players. We just cannot, we can't get lucky. Our luck has just been terrible with injuries. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully these guys can return soon and stay on the field, man, because we need it. Because look, we lost another guy last night, Taylor Rapp, with a concussion. Now, I don't know how long he'll be gone for, and you know how the NFL works. He could return this week. He could not. He could be out a week or 2 or 3. It just depends on the NFL. But yeah, man, we're like dropping like flies, man. Also, Khalil Shakir suffered an injury last night to his ankle. I'm hoping it's not the same ankle that he hurt in the offseason, because if it is, it's going to be a problem moving forward. Because, yeah, he may return, but you all know how ankle injuries are. He's going to be probably playing in pain throughout the rest of the season, and we're not going to get 100% of what Khalil Shakir can do on the field, because he just physically can't. So that part really hurts, because he is our best player right now on offense. I hate to say it. I mean, I don't hate to say it. I knew that was going to happen as far as receivers go, but nobody else really, especially last night, has done much on offense. Like Curtis Samuel has been disappointing. And yeah, we can go on his turf toe thing, and that probably has something to do with it. But it's a guy we paid and not producing. Dawson Knox, who's overpaid and not producing. Dalton Kincaid still needs a little bit of time. And I don't know if Joe Brady's not really scheming things up properly for him, but he's also kind of underperforming on what we thought we would see from Dalton Kincaid this year. I get the whole, everybody eats Joe Brady type offense, and I'm cool with it because it's worked well through 3 weeks. It didn't work well last night, but I'm still good for it. I still like that. I like that players are bought into it, but there's going to be a game or 2 or 3 that we need a player to step up and have a big game. And it really hasn't happened yet. There hasn't been like a player, except for maybe Khalil Shakir, that's had that type of game. Thought Keon Coleman played well last night. He had the one drop that was major drop, but I thought he rebounded very well. And I got to give Keon Coleman his dues, because he could have, that could have really bothered him the rest of the game. And it could have been in his head, and he made more mistakes as the game went on. And I also give credit to Josh Allen for throwing him the ball and not going, because you know how quarterbacks can be. Yeah. Oh man, he's dropping. I'm going to go a different direction. I'm going to go to a different player. And Josh Allen was like, you know what? Bounce back from that, man. You're going to get more opportunities. And he made some tough catches in that game the rest of the way. So I give him his dues for bouncing back. That's never easy, especially as a rookie. If he was a veteran player, a little bit easier, right? You've been there, done that before. You understand drops happen. But for a rookie, big stage, big moment, Sunday Night Football, a pass that he should have had dropped. He understands this. He bounced back from it. So give Keon his dues for that. All right, next up, the highs and lows of Josh Allen. Bills quarterback Josh Allen had a lot of struggles against the Ravens. He pressed hard to bring this team back, and his insane throw to set up Buffalo's touchdown was incredible. Then Allen's unfortunately fumbled away the Bills' chances on a bit of a trickery. The moment was dead right there and then. Yeah, and I don't totally blame him on that. Like, I don't think it's fair to put all the blame on Josh Allen for that. First, you start with the play caller, Joe Brady, who called the play. That's one. I mean, what are you doing there? Why? Right? You go down, score a touchdown there. We're down, I think, 4 points at that point. So the score was, let's see here. So I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. So at halftime, it was 21-3. We come out and score, make it 21-10. And then we had an opportunity, before they scored their touchdown in the third, we had an opportunity to go down and score another touchdown, which would have made it 21-17, down 4 points. Instead, you do the stupid trickery there. You fumble the ball. Baltimore winds up scoring there, making it a 28-10 game. It was over. Just like that. Just like that. There was no reason to run that play at that particular moment. There is no reason. You were, like I said earlier, you knew the defense of the Baltimore Ravens were on one Sunday. They were flying fast to the ball. They were playing physical. Like, we needed to just stick to our game plan, stick to what was working for the first 3 weeks, even make it a little ugly, whatever. If you have to check down whatever it took to go down and score a touchdown, you didn't need a trick play. You didn't need a trick play at that moment, and it just totally killed the momentum. And look, they went and scored on that fumble too. So it wasn't even like our defense stopped him. It was done. It was a wrap. And so, yeah, I blame Joe Brady for the call. I blame Curtis Samuel because the play was blown up. The Ravens defender was in the backfield right away. At that point, man, the play is dead. Try to make a play. Try to do something else. Even if you get tackled for a loss, it's cool. It is what it is. We'll live to play another down. And then he flips it to Josh Allen, who also had an opportunity to probably slide, get a couple yards on the ground and then slide or throw it away right away. He didn't. He tried to be Superman. I get it. I love Josh Allen when he becomes like a Superman and he makes hella plays. He did it in the game to Khalil Shakir when he made an unbelievable pass to him that led to a touchdown. So I can't totally knock Josh Allen for trying to continue to play that was busted up. But at the same time, man, you got to understand your surroundings and what's going on. And he just didn't. I don't think he felt the guy behind him. And it is what it is. He fumbled. So I think everyone's to blame on that one. But it starts with Joe Brady. Terrible, terrible play call. Terrible time to call that play. Like I said, I don't mind trick plays, but do them right. Pick them in the right moments. That was not the right moment. All right, next up. Beat at the line. Oh, God. On both sides of the ball, the Bills were beaten up by the Ravens' big men. Defensively, just look at Henry's stats. The rusher pushed 200 yards on the ground. He has a knack for doing that to Buffalo's defense. In all fairness, he has done that to many teams. This one just felt very bad. On offense, nothing was going right. Whether it was the passing game or ground attack, the Bills rarely found any footing. Baltimore's front seven is going to feel really good about this one. Once again, I'll say it. We were the JV team. They were the varsity. They absolutely bullied us all night long on both sides of the ball. Their offensive line bullied our defensive line. Their defensive line bullied our offensive line. Go watch the game back if you want, if you dare to. If you dare. It was ugly. It was really ugly. And you can't win in the NFL like that, especially when you're going against teams that are physical like the Baltimore Ravens. So there's going to be a lot of film they need to watch this week. There's going to be a lot of adjustments. that need to be made. And there's a lot of guys that need to look in the mirror and say, can I do better? And they can. Absolutely they can. Because I believe in this offensive line. I do. I think Spencer Brown's a really good player. Osiris Torrance, really good player. Connor McGovern's, fairly good. I'm not crazy about him, but he's done his job. Edwards is okay. Once again, I'm not crazy about him, but he's not bad. And Deion Dawkins is a Pro Bowler, and who's a really good tackle. But last night was ugly, and we were pushed back the whole night and just manhandled and bullied, and it was ugly. They got to fix that. They got to correct that moving forward, or it's going to be a long season, guys. So let's get to the next one. Wake up call. It sure was, man. Flying high at 3-0. The undefeated 17-0 season is off the table for the Bills. Not that anyone expected that, but head coach Sean McDermott and the Bills locker room have to use this as a wake-up call. The season is far from over, and teams have bad games all the time. This was one. Yes, and I totally 1,000% agree with that comment. And I tell you guys all the time, and I said that last week when we won against the Jaguars. Pump your brakes a little bit. Let's be humble and understand that it's a long season, and there's not every game is going to be that way, where we're just blowing teams out and looking like, and everything's just going great, and we're just clicking on all cylinders. Like, it doesn't work that way. It's the NFL. Any given Sunday, and you all see that around the league. Some bad teams are beating good teams, on a Sunday or a Monday. It happens. I mean, it's funny. I have Ravens fans, commenting me, not a lot, but there's been a few trolling Ravens fans saying, oh, look at you guys 3-0 against all bad teams. And look at you now. Okay. So you want to go down that alley? You really want to fuck with me and go down that alley? Okay. Let's really talk, Ravens fans. Who have you beaten then? Because apparently the Buffalo Bills are garbage, right? We haven't beaten anyone. We're 3-0 up to that point, and you're discrediting anything the Buffalo Bills have done up until this point. You're saying we're garbage. We beat garbage teams, which makes us a bad team. Well, that means this win that you guys got against the Buffalo Bills means nothing. You beat a bad team because we're bad. You're saying we're bad. So you're 2-2. You have beaten the Dallas Cowboys, who are 2-2. They're not, right? Or a 500 football team. They're not looking good. And you beat the 3-1 now Buffalo Bills, but we're bad. You lost to the Raiders and you lost to the Chiefs. So where are you going with this? Because the next opponent you face, guess what? Are you really going to buy into the next fan base who comes and trolls you and tells you who have you beaten? I don't think so. I think you're lying to yourselves because, you know what? You beat the Buffalo Bills, who are a good team. Just admit it. But you were the better team that night. And that's okay. I can live with that. But don't lie. Don't act like, the Buffalo Bills are this garbage team that you face. Because you know what? You're super happy about beating us. It must mean something to you. So stop. Stop with the whole narrative of who have you played? Ooh, you're 3-0 garbage teams. And I'll tell you this too. You can't go back in time and say now, like, oh, whoa, the Miami Dolphins are terrible. They're a bad team. Well, going into the season, they weren't predicted on being a bad team. And they were predicted. A lot of people had them winning the AFC East. But since the Buffalo Bills beat them, now they're a bad team. It makes no sense. You can't do that. And by the way, we beat them with Tua. They have played poorly since then without Tua. Of course, take any starting quarterback from any team, pretty much, they're going to probably be bad or not look so good. There's very few teams that can survive with their backup quarterback. So we beat a good team. I don't care what anyone says. I don't give a shit what your feelings are about the Miami Dolphins and their Overrated. Ugh. They got the number one player in the NFL that was voted among his peers in Tyreek Hill. They got Jalen Waddle, who's a top 10 wide receiver, or he was last year. Right? So you got a top 10 wide receiver. You got a number one voted player in the NFL. You got Tua, who threw over 4,000 yards last year, who was very efficient, and a playoff team from last year in the Miami Dolphins. What, am I missing something? So stop with that. I'm not discrediting what the Baltimore Ravens did either. It's any given Sunday. I could also say, the Raiders have your number. Like, stop. No, they don't. The Raiders beat you. They played better that game. But come on, man. In all honesty, the Baltimore Ravens are a better team than the Raiders. They just had your day. They had their number that day on you, right? They played better. It happens. This is the NFL. It's a long-ass season. And you know what I tell these people, these trolls that tend to do this? Because I got this and I get this here and there, but I got a lot from the Minnesota fans a couple years back. And I told them, okay, you know what? I'm going to remember this shit. And I want you to remember it too, because let's see what happens at the end of the season. Let's see how good you guys really are, because it's really early in the season and it's a marathon. And look what happened to those Vikings. Look how piss poor they played. Terrible. Fell off a fucking cliff. So I'm telling y'all, it's a marathon. Be prepared, because we'll talk again. Fans that come at me on my videos and our live streams, let's talk at the end of the season and see who's where. Because at this point, right now, to date, the Baltimore Ravens, the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, the fucking Jets, the Cincinnati Bengals, they haven't done jack shit. You know who's running things? The Kansas City Chiefs. So shut the fuck up. Because nobody could talk shit. It's fucking week 4. Slow your fucking horses. Slow your roll. Calm the fuck down. Be humble for a change. Can anyone be humble? It's okay to be happy that your team won. Not saying that. But you also could be humble in victory and defeat. It shows a lot. It stops saying like dumb shit like Josh Allen is overrated. Josh Allen sucks. It's such a stupid, naive comment. But anyways, man, I want this to be a lesson learned for a lot of y'all out there, even Bills Mafia that does this trolling shit. That if you're one of those people that do that, learn your lesson, because we haven't done shit. We haven't accomplished anything, and neither have the fucking Ravens. So Ravens fans, calm the fuck down, because you know what? The last thing I remember is the Buffalo Bills beating that ass in the playoffs. If you really want to go back in time, sending Lamar off into the fucking locker room. So stop with the whole, Baltimore, but we're the best team. No, you're not done. You haven't done shit. And trust me when I tell you, there's going to be games where you guys lose this year, and y'all are going to be crying. Y'all, it's typical fan base shit that a lot of fan bases do. Right? And then guess what? You're going to get trolled by the next stupid fan base that thinks they're better than you now. It's a long season. But once again, we're all chasing one goal, the Super Bowl, and we're all chasing one fucking team, the Kansas City Chiefs, who have all of our numbers. So chill the fuck out. And I'm out of here. Bills Mafia, I love you. As always, go Bills. Peace out.